thought we were doing Bloom with Xenon today. We are not. We're doing Bloom with Lila today. And I think that'll be a good pairing since we know this is like these types of colors and Lila is these types of colors. So I'm going to put Xenon away. I'm going to turn on some lights and do the and do the intro. Yeah, I'm sitting here in the dark, y'all. But you know what? I think my skin is looking good though. Something broke my face out again. And it's just weird how it's almost in the same place on both sides. I do know what it is. I did realize what the culprit was, thankfully. So we're going to do the intro. Hey, Janessa. Yes, we are always multitasking. That's what we do. You're the first one. Well, sure, somebody was here. Maybe that was you. But for right now, you are the only person here. So I'm going to do the intro, give YouTube time to notify people, give people time to come in, like how we normally do. So hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, thank you for the hearts, or a certain tool or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to, whatever brand. Hey Grace, hey Alexandra, to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. I don't know about any other channel. I don't know about anything on the top ticks or the book faces or the X's or the sky blues. But here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Listen, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. That's what we stand for here. Two tidbits about me. I curse sometimes because I do curse sometimes. And there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. I do try to be aware of it to say, excuse me. Sometimes one or two may get past me, but I do try to be aware of it so I can say, excuse me. So we have here, hey Sarah, tea with lemon. That's fresh lemon, y'all. I finally changed the lemon. We have water. We have Mountain Dew. Yo, it is hot. It is hot. It's like 95 outside right now. My thermostat is set on 78, but the temperature in here is 80, and it's been that way for hours. And so that means like my electric bill next month is going to be high for this month because the AC is like, it's not turning off. It's just constantly running. I am glad. Thank you, Sarah. I am glad that I did put together the oscillating fan over here. That does help. It helps me not to use this little fan. But y'all, I had an appointment this morning. Let me put on my sangria. Hey, Sunsaray. Today, let me backtrack real quick. We're going to be using the Bloom palette, and we're going to pair that with the Lila palette. So let me show you what both of these look like. Hey, Miss Mitchell. Your AC. Oh no. I hope it gets fixed quick or comes back on because this ain't no joke. And I'm in Delaware. So I'm like, they have us under a heat advisory until like next week. Well, actually till Wednesday, which is tomorrow. But we've been under heat advisory here for at least a week. I woke up, I had an appointment this morning. So this is Bloom, of course. And this is Lila. So we're going to be pairing these today. And I think it'll be an interesting look because we do have a lot of bolder colors here than we do up here. I had a follow-up dermatology appointment, and those appointments, the follow-ups are only like what, less than 10 minutes. Excuse me, I dropped something, of course. And because it's just this, okay, am I still doing okay taking the 2 allergy meds in the morning and 2 at night to prevent me from getting hives? I have been diagnosed with chronic urticaria. Urticaria is hives. And so it's like, okay, is everything still going well? Any new breakouts? No. You're still doing the 2 and 2? Yes. Okay, well, let's just follow up in 3 months or whatever. My appointment was at 3 p.m. I woke up around 10 something. No, around noonish. Y'all, looked at the weather channel on my phone, and it said it was 99 degrees outside. I said, hell, like literally hell. to the north. So I missed this then and was like, I need to reschedule today's appointment. I'm not gonna make it. I'm just And I had other places I wanted to go today, but you know what? They could wait. I'm like, my body does not take heat well. I did manage to do my brows already though. I did manage to have breakfast. Need a whole new one. Oh no, thank God for the rain. We've had rain the other night. We had like thunderstorms, lightning, and all of that, but all it did was make it humid. I was just like, ugh. Yeah, and I don't, my body does not take heat well. When I was in Texas in the military, I was having heat exhaustion all the time. When I was in Arizona visiting my dad, I passed out. My body just does not handle heat well. And when I told people that, they're like, "Oh, you don't like it?" I'm like, "No, my body will shut down." Like it. Yeah, it was. Oof. All right, so let me get started with the base face. These are the brushes I washed that I used the other day. I hope these are the ones I'm going to need. I know I'm going to need these two because this one I use for concealer, for foundation, and this one I use for eye primer and my eyeshadow base. And I was lazy and only used one brush for bronzer, blush, and highlighter, and finishing powder. So I was lazy the other day. And I try not to be sometimes because using different brushes can be handy. It can be important. But then sometimes it's just like, okay, whatever. Because that one brush does do, I dropped something else, y'all. Because that one brush does do everything I wanted to do. Excuse me. I done dropped 2 things already. I'm trying to get these brushes sorted out. When we did the celebration that Janessa and I did, and I could not get the oil paint out of here. And then I realized oil and water don't mix. And thank you. Hey, Janet. Excuse me for smacking y'all. So I Googled and they said to use vegetable oil, blah, blah, blah. So I did get vegetable oil. I did do like a random haul of the stuff that I did purchase. And so I did use the vegetable oil and it came out, but well, not all the way out. Let me see if I can show you really quick because there is still some hint of color and I can see it from here. There is still some hint of color in these brushes. This one looks like it had blue, or this one had blue. One had blue or green. This one had purple in it. I can tell by looking at it. And this one had the orange. And so I can still, so these will just be here for me. But meanwhile, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get the paint out, I went ahead and ordered a bunch more from Ulta. So those will just be for me. And I also was thinking let me get started here. Okay, what are you cooking? Oh, you're cooking, you can't answer. I only had breakfast, which is just oatmeal with Vietnamese cinnamon. And I'm sure I'll be hungry after this. This is sangria from City Beauty, their pumpkin lip oil, which is almost done, y'all. Look at that. And I just opened this in February 20th. And it's, y'all, but they sent me 2, so I have another one. The other one is pink champagne, and that's this color. But if this ain't the color woman, y'all know this isn't either. But it is a pumpkin lip oil. It does work. It doesn't burn. So I will use it because I do like it. It has replaced my chapstick. Y'all, I have no chapsticks at my station. I forgot what I was saying. So, oh yeah, so those I'll just keep here. Because for a minute when we were doing that look or celebration, what am I looking for? Right in front of me. This is also from City Beauty. They sent this to me as well. Brightening eye cream. I use this under my, under my concealer. I'm gonna find somewhere to put this soda bottle. I was thinking, I really do love how it performed. I loved how it worked. And so I was thinking maybe I'll put this in my kit. But then because it was so hard to get out of the brushes, I was just like, I don't know. Because then I would have to take a shoot ton of brushes. Like if I had 3 people who wanted looks done with paint, and say I use like 4 paint colors on each one, that's 4 brushes I can't just quickly clean and use again. So I would have to have a lot. And I do have probably like at least 8 of them in my kit, but I would need more. And so Natasha Denona, her High Glam Concealer. This is the Y10. And so I was just like, like, I don't know if I want to put that in my kit. But then I was thinking too, it's not much different than when I use cream products because I can't, quickly wash that out either. And so I'm thinking like, and then I'm telling myself, stop overthinking. This is the NY11, and just I don't know. I got another offer, y'all, for another event, but it's on the same night as the one I'm already scheduled for. And I thought it was a good thing because this one is 2.5. It's in DC. It's 2.5 hours one way, so that's 5 hours round trip. And when I looked at the RSVP list, it's only like 60 people going. So I'm like, okay, out of 60 people, how many is going to want their face painted? Like, am I going to break even? Because 2 hours round trip to Baltimore, it takes me, gas and tolls is like $40. All right, so that's 2 hours round trip, $40. And then like this will be 5 hours round trip. So I'm like, would I even break even? Excuse me for that stammer. This was the NY11. I did say that. And so, and I have been at that venue before, and I was like, and I haven't been there since. That was years ago. So I am familiar with the place. But I was like, oh, unfortunately, blah, blah, blah. But deep down, I was like, I'm glad I had a reason to say no. Because 5 hours round trip and not to even know if I'm going to break even, I'm like, that ain't cool. And this event that's coming up, he said that he would have them, I would expect, gas prices have been pretty stable. I get my gas at BJ's, and it's always 3 to 5 cents cheaper at the BJ's near the VA hospital. So every time I go for an appointment, I fill up. But the BJ's nearest me, I think it's like $2.78, and the one near the hospital might be like $2.72. But even $2.78 isn't bad because other places I go to, well, that I see, they want like Wawa wants like $3.20 something, and so. Yeah. Hey, Alicia. And you're sneaking in and you're on the comments. I appreciate it. Thank you. And so I was just like, So he said he would have them put me on their flyer or whatever. But then I looked, the flyer has already been done. And so I'm going to contact him and be like, are they going to do a new announcement to let people know I'm going to be there so that they can be prepared to pay because my services ain't free. And so I am going to do that later today to make sure that they put me on there or do a notice or something. That was a slip up on the May event that I went to, but it still turned out really well because they were going to promote me. They fell behind and they were like, well, if you don't mind just posting yourself, which still isn't the same, but I did. And people, came in. I had my stuff set up so people walking by like, ooh. But I felt so bad, excuse me for smacking, for this one girl. And she came by and she looked at the price sheet and she's like, I can't afford any of your services, but I do hope you do really well tonight. I felt bad in a way, like, oh, because there was a point where earlier in the evening, I was doing some services for free. And even if somebody said, oh, well, how much is such and such? If it was something simple, like one stencil with one color, I was doing those for free. And I did a few people. And one person, she just wanted 3 gems above each eyebrow. So I did that for free. But the way she said it, I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, I didn't even say, like, well, what would you want done? Because it might have been something I would have did for free. Because sometimes I do, I be just, I'm a giver. Y'all know I'm a giver. Excuse me for smacking. And so I would have tried to do something simple or say, well, what about just this? Or, you know what I mean? Because I do want people to have stuff done. And also, like, not that it's the main thing, but if I'm at an event and somebody, I do their face or do whatever. Thank you, Alicia. It's on the 5th of July. When I'm at an event, when I do somebody's face, they're walking advertisement for me. You know what I mean? Whether they pay or not. Oh, that looks cute. Who did that? That lady over there with all that stuff on the table. And then they come over looking, you know what I mean? And so that's why in the beginning I was doing like really simple stuff for free. Because I'm like, they're going to be my walking advertisement. And that event was a lot of fun, and it turned out well for me and for the event hosts. And they were very thankful. They do events twice a year, so I don't think it'll be a problem for me to work at their next event. And when it was over, when everybody, well, all of us that were working at the event, were, packing up our stuff, getting ready to leave, it was two event hosts. They both individually came up to me and was like, "Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for painting faces." So they were just like, they were really digging it. And I'm just like, yes, don't forget me for the next time. So that was really cool. And so I'm excited. Y'all, I bought some more stuff. Mayron had a 20% off sale. The video, the haul video, this is the NY12 from Natasha. I I ordered something on the 20th. When does that air? Yo, I have been doubling up with my content. So even, I know I don't like to have videos going up live on days, videos airing in the morning on days we have lives. But I started doing that because I'm looking at my calendar like, I was scheduling stuff out like the middle of July. And I'm just like, that is way too far. So some of it was, this is the Estee Lauder 4N. And some of it was for the Creative Art with Heart collab. And so I didn't want to be posting those like super late, way past when it was done, even though I do submit it on Instagram right away. But as far as doing the look, I don't post those here. Well, I don't schedule them till there's space in my calendar. So there will be videos Monday through Friday. And the Fenty Cashew Powder. Oh, let me back up for those who are new. This is the Fenty Soft Silk Primer, and this is the Fenty Soft Matte Foundation. This is number 335. When these two run out, I will most likely open the matte primer and use the hydrating foundation, same shade 335, because I just like the mix of the hydrating and the matte. And so I will most likely do that. And this is the cashew powder. Y'all, I'm almost done, and I'm excited. I am ready to be done with this powder, like for real. I'm ready to be done with this powder. I've really missed the fashion fair, but I know if I open a fashion fair, I'm not going to finish this one. And so, but I'm determined to finish it. And so yeah, I purchased the order on the 20th that you will see, and that came on the 21st. And I went back onto this site and I put stuff in my cart. I didn't have enough for free shipping. Y'all know I hate paying for shipping. And so, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to order it. And then I saw some other stuff and I'm just like, And it was the 23rd. It said this sale, this is the cashew powder. They said the sale was ending on the 22nd. So this was like 3 a.m. on the 23rd. Is that today? Yeah. I'm nocturnal, if y'all don't know. So I'm up like wee hours in the morning. And so I'm like, let me just see. So I put some stuff in the cart and the code worked. And I'm like, damn it. So I placed that order. And then I forgot to put the stuff in the cart that I had wanted previously that I didn't have enough for free shipping. So I'm like, damn it. So I ordered that. So I got 2 more orders. Yo, I'm just like, I am out of control. But a friend said to me, the stuff you're going to use is stuff that, it's an investment because it's for the business. And I'm like, you're right. And I enjoy what I'm doing. So yeah, every time I think I have what I want, I'm just like, I'm doing this to see as it dried down. Not quite. Hey, Sylvia, how have you been? And so yeah, I got more stuff coming. I was just like, girl, just stop. That large water activated paint palette that I got, that I said was $99.99. Now it's $125.99 or something like that, $123.99 or something. And I'm just like, because when I bought it, it was $99.99 and it was a 30% off sale. And I'm just like, oh hell yeah, I'm getting it. But now it's $124 for that same palette. And I'm just like, I'm glad I got it when I got it. Because that's like almost 25 bucks. I'm going to use the brush we use for concealer to put powder under my eye. because I realized I was putting too much powder under my eye using that other brush. So that's what's been going on with me lately. I went out to dinner the other night. I think when I came home is when I did that. No, was it? No, that wasn't that day. I did that random haul video. We went to, he was looking up Turkish food or Mediterranean or something, and so we went there. It was really nice. The place was interesting because you can tell that it wasn't what it was, because you know how restaurants close down or buildings, well, stores close down and then somebody else buys that space. I mean, so it clearly didn't look like it was supposed to be like a Turkish restaurant. But the food was really good. The service was good. My stomach was upset though. I had lamb, and lamb doesn't bother me, so I don't know like what. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I'm all right now. So I drank a lot of ginger ale yesterday. So that is that. All right. Good recuperating from family graduation and the last few weeks traveling. Yeah, be safe out there. Glad you're recuperating and back home. So what we're going to be using today, just to show y'all again, is I do not have a plan, but we're going to be pairing Natasha Denona Bloom, Lila palette with Bloom. So these are the two color stories that we're going to be working with. I'm going to quickly just do my base face. We'll finish the bronzer, all of that stuff, and then we will get into these palettes. I'm grabbing two bronzers at random. Yeah, y'all. And I'm tempted to just use the same brush. We're going to use the same brush. We're going to take this brush. And these are the first two I had. This is it? This is medium level 7, y'all. Has been well loved. This hole is getting bigger and bigger. And so we're going to just put this here. And yes, this is a bronzer, and it does look like I'm using it as a blush, but I do come here first. And you can see the contour in my cheek, this dip right here. And so I do just follow that, and then I just kind of do this just to blend it upward, instead of just doing a straight line, and that's it. But you can do your bronzer however you want to. I use bronzer and contour interchangeably. There is a difference. Contour is, well, they say, and again, do whatever you want to do. They say a contour should be cooler, a cool tone, because it creates like a shadow. So like how this is hanging, if I put a contour here, it would look like this if I did it right. Bronzer is, they say, should be warm tone because it's to create warmth on your skin. It's supposed to mimic like if you've been out in the sun. So wherever the sun normally hits you, which for me is the high points of my wide ass forehead, you know, this area, my cheeks, my nose, that type of thing. But what tone you use depends on your complexion and your undertone. Because I've had fair skinned people tell me they don't use bronzer or contour because it always looks muddy. And I said, if it looks muddy, that's not the right undertone or the right shade for you to use. And they looked at me like I had a third eye in the middle of my forehead. And that's something I had to learn for myself. If something doesn't look right, it means it's not the right color for me. You know what I'm saying? So what do y'all think about that? Like, do y'all use bronzer and contour? This is deep level 10, which is also a bronzer. So I just put that back here to create like a gradient effect. So do y'all use bronzer and contour, or just one or the other, or neither? And some people don't do either one, which is fine too, because it's whatever you want to do. Because there were times I didn't do anything either. I'm just like, So we're gonna, I was gonna say by random, but we're not. We're gonna take bronzer sometimes, says Sarah. These, it ain't random choosing because I can't put these with the other ones without it not looking right to me, because this size is smaller and I like to put stuff in size order type of thing. Thank you, Alicia. And I know this mirror is causing a glare. I mean, not a glare, a shadow. Once I finish with the, you know, I can move this now. Let me take the eye primer out and the paint pot out. Move this and move you up close so you can see my bag better. How y'all doing? And put the mirror over here so that way it's not a shadow. So these are two of the newer ones. French Fire Moon. This is French Rosette. So we're going to put, I I forget what I did before, but the second one I put on was darker. I don't know. I think this one might have been more bold than this one, but we're just gonna put this on first and see what happens. This is Fire Moon. Hello, yo. How you doing today? Hey, Michelle. How are you today? So we're gonna put this up here, this area right here. And I don't know why I always put my blush up here, but I do. And this, to me, sometimes I think it could just be a bronzer because of how it shows up on me, but I do like it though. Sometimes it does look like, here this looks like a blush, all right? Over here, to me, it looks like it's blending in with my bronzer. And there is a difference in lighting from this side to this side, but yeah. So I like how this side looks. This does look like Fire Moon. This looks like not Fire Moon. This is French Rosette. We're going to take this, and so we're just tapping in, and we're going to put that here. So again, we're creating a gradient, darker to light, the same like we did with our bronzer. And some people say when they use bronzer, it just is covered up with their blush. And that's a teaching moment, because you either just place your bronzer somewhere different or your blush somewhere different. You know what I mean? But that's, I like this side. This is more subtle, it seems to be. And I do see a line of demarcation up here. We're going to deal with that later. But I do, yeah, so Janessa got me using 2 blushes and 2 highlighters. I was already using 2 bronzers. We picked these at random. These are the highlighters. And so we picked Golden Pyrite. Ah, that's good to hear, Michelle. Me too. And I don't use it enough because I do love the color story, but it's so, and I do like bold colors. I do use it now more that I always usually wear black shirts. This is raw amber. This is described as copper. Golden Pyrite is described as bronze gold. And both of these are highlighters, but we sometimes use, excuse me, raw amber as a highlight, and sometimes we don't. So we're going to take Golden Pyrite, the same brush, the tip of the brush, and we're going to do this. I don't highlight the tip of my nose because if you highlight something that's big, it's going to look bigger. And so I'm okay with the size of my nose like it is. I don't want it to bigger. So you see how that did take away that line of demarcation we had up here. And also when we get to the hourglass powders, that smooths everything out too. So this is Golden Pyrite, and this is how I do my highlighter. I don't highlight my Cupid's bow. And when you look at my lip line, it looks like there's a light line there anyway. I don't highlight my chin except once in a blue moon. I don't highlight it with a light highlighter. When I use chocolate opal, I do put a little bit of that on my chin because it kind of looks like bronzing a little bit. So this is raw copper. And so we're just going to take a little bit and go across the forehead because this does make me look toasty. And so I'll just tap a little bit, just a little bit, tap like twice, and that's it. And so it just adds like a little something, and I like it. And now we're going to pick 2 hourglass powders randomly. We pick Luminous Light. I'm using like 2 of everything. Luminous Light, we're going to put this under eye and all over. And then Dim Light, which we're going to put all over. I do not put Dim Light under my eyes because it makes my under eye look funky because of the undertone in it. And I don't put Eternal Light under my eyes because that one is dark and it makes me look toasty. So that one I kind of do like I just did with that highlighter, just here, and lightly all over. So Champagne Pearl is how it's described, Luminous Light. So again, we're taking the tip, and I do start under my eyes. And we do that, and then we just turn the brush, swipe and turn, and we put that everywhere except on my nose. And so this is how we do that. Swipe and turn, swipe and turn, swipe and turn. And I will come to here, the top of my cheekbone, but I will not bring it under my eyes. And sometimes I go around my nose, and sometimes I don't. So that is that. So it's just, everything is just like, I love it. I love it. Where am I going to put that remote? Okay. This is Dim Light. So we're going to still use the same brush. Tap it, turn, swipe it, turn, swipe it, turn, swipe it, turn. And so we're not going to put this everywhere, or are we? And it's like each, let me stop. I'm getting excited. Each product does do a little something. Dim light does dim down. So, but it's just, I love these friggin' powders. I love these hourglass powders. Now we're gonna spray the face. I'm starting to sweat inside my arm from having my elbows bent. Oh, Lord. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I watched a little bit of news today, just a little bit, MSNBC, about the strikes, and I'm just like, we don't have no business over there. Confession, you've actually never tried any hourglass products. I'll tell you, don't try their powders, because I promise you, you will love them, and then you're going to be mad that they cost so much. And I used to get the palettes, but it was, I felt limited to the palette, which I shouldn't, because you can use whatever you want to use. But if I'm going to pick up a palette that has highlighters, blush, bronzers, I'm just going to use whatever's in there. Whereas now, and I'm like, oh, I'll pick this randomly, pick that randomly. And so I realized I wasn't using them that much, but I would take them to travel because everything was in there. And so then I started just getting the shades I liked, and the individual ones when Ulta would have a 20% off code that included prestige. That's when I would buy these, because yeah, they're expensive. And the 6-pan palettes, those, I think they were 90, but I want to think they went up. Yeah, so I would say don't try them unless you get, like, they have a little one that's like this size, I think, and try that. But I would say don't, because my personal experience, and everyone I know here on the YouTube streets that tried it, they loved it. They loved them. These powders. Oh, I got a seed. Excuse me. This is my makeup trash bag. So I would say don't try it. And me being tan, because they would have one fair skin, medium skin, and then supposedly dark skin. I can wear both the mediums and the tans and a few things and the one for fair. So for me, I'm like, ooh, which one to get? Ooh, I want them all. But I decided not to get the palettes anymore, and just get the finishing powders I like. So I like the bronzers and blushes I have. Like, look at, is this a line right here? Where's that lighting? And so, yeah, I would say don't. But it might be a good thing, like, to hint as a gift for somebody to get you. But if you're like me and you like something and you get more, you're going to be in trouble. Just like I have 7 House Labs blushes, excuse me. And I have 4 of their bronzers and 4 of their highlighters. So, because when I like something, I want more. Oh, hey, Dawn, you made it too far getting home. I'm glad you're safe. There's this craziness going on. Now that we're, like, officially in war, it's just like, what the fuck? All right, so I'm going to prime my eye, and we're going to get started with this look. Me Too, no more of their palettes. I did see for a very good price, and so I purchased them and put them in my Mercari store for, like, almost a regular price. And so don't sit there till somebody buy it. They were brand new, the newer ones at that. I almost bought a palette from Hourglass at Ulta last night, but I was like, damn, shit's so expensive. And you didn't. They are. And these days, even 20% off don't seem like enough, because prices is going up. Yeah, I don't do that. Yeah. Me too, says Michelle. I want more than when. Yeah, and when I like something from a brand, I'm curious to try other stuff. And so, and that's why, like, when I find something I love, I don't feel like I have to keep trying new things. Like, my only bronzers is House Labs. My only highlighters is House Labs. My only blushes are House Labs, except Bestie sent me 2 of the Cosmic blushes, and she sent me a Sigma blush. But other than that, yeah, I'm not one of them people who, I feel like, oh, I just want to try the formula. Oh, I want to do, no. But, so that saves me money in a way, but then I just end up buying more of what I do love. You know what I mean? So, I love when I find people on Mercari that are obviously listing their pure. That, I have not done that, because I'm like, some brands do find out. Some brands do find out. This one brand, yeah, it is a score. But, yeah, this one brand told me, they try not to let they didn't say the bad apples, but they were like, they try not to let certain things deter them. You know, she was saying when they see their stuff on Macari that they sent for PR or whatever. So brands do, depending on if they have a team that checks or if anybody checks. But some brands do know. This is the Fenty eyeshadow primer. When people post their PR. Now, if it's something that's damaged or something, I get it. I'm on the Notoriously Morbid's. I'm on their PR team, and they sent me a palette. A couple shadows were broken, and so I messaged them. They sent me another one, and so the initial one, you know, I cleaned it up as best I could. I took close-up pictures so people knew they were buying something that's damaged, and I priced it really low. And I did say it was sent in PR. It was damaged. They sent me a new one, and so I am transparent that way. But some people just try to be slick, and brands don't like that. If they find out, they will take you off their list. But then, if you're giving away their stuff, do you even want to be on the list? You know what I mean? But and there was a brand, I forget what brand it was, but they had sent out PR and they were getting reports back or messages, you know, that the formula or something. And so those PR people, like, they did post on Macari, and they did also post a note of what the brand said, so people knew they were buying something that was damaged or wasn't working right. So something like that I can see. But if it's perfectly good and you posting it, I'm like, no. Yeah, and I priced it low too, like super low. I don't think there's a rule, Dawn, like to sell it or not to sell it, but it's just bad etiquette. The brand send you something for free and then you sell it. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a rule about it. Yeah, up too much is crazy town. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I have not known there to be a rule about it, but I wouldn't feel good about it because if somebody sends me something I don't like it, I'll ask somebody I know and be like, hey, do you want this? And I'll just send it to them because I got it free. Like, yeah, I got to pay shipping to send it out, but I'm not going to charge you what it's worth. A good example, when City Beauty sent me their collagen supplements, I'm allergic to a lot of things, and sometimes it's things in combination with something else. And I knew I wasn't trying them. Actually, it was a collagen powder. I knew I wasn't going to try it. And I was talking about it in the live stream, and so I asked, who would want to try it. And it was actually one of the members, which is irrelevant of who said they wanted to try it. But they were like, oh, I'll try it. And so I sent it to them. And I emailed, because I'm on City Beauty's PR team, so I emailed my person and told her, my system is funny. I have a lot of allergies, sensitivities, and so I passed it on. And they were like, oh, well, thank you for passing it on, blah, blah, blah. And so if I do give something away, I do let the brand know. And I think it's just being transparent and not just trying to get over or trying to be sneaky. Because I'm like, why? Yeah, it's legal. They gave it to you. It's yours. True. That's a good point, Janessa. Like me selling the gift you gave me, poor manners. Yeah, I'll give it away before I sell it. It's legal. They give it to you. It's yours. You can do what you want. But it's definitely sketchy, and the brand will be totally justified to stop sending PR. Yeah, if it's just getting sold. Exactly. Because for that, the brand could just keep it and sell it themselves. But yeah, it's just bad etiquette. That was my pet peeve with Goodwill. So I give you stuff for free, and then you sell it. But I understand they have overhead. They got to pay for the building, lights, utilities, all of that. I get it. But, and I'm a giver. I'd rather just give stuff away. So I'm looking at both of these palettes, trying to figure out what to do. So again, we have, so I know Michelle you have Bloom too, Michelle, right? I know you have Lila because you had just said how much you love it. But this is what we're working with today. Of course, we're going to take our inner lid shade and our second quarter lid shade from Bloom. That seems to be mostly what I use it for, and for transition or under my brow bone, because I'm just part of me is wondering if I'm tired of using Bloom, but I think it's only because I've been using it like every day. So we are going to start with Bloom. I say as I laugh. You do have Bloom too, fun combo. Yeah, and it looks like it would be good. When I paired Lila with Petalmorphosis, that was a really good pairing too, because it was like kind of the same color story, except Lila has more bold shades where Petalmorphosis did not. And so that those paired really well too. But so yeah, this is I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no idea, but we're gonna figure it out. And y'all know what? It's gonna be bomb because y'all know we make stuff work over here. So, ooh. And I feel like I keep putting the same shades from Bloom in the same places, and so I try not to do that. Um, but because of the color story, and I could do different because I have been doing what aired today. My Lila palette look aired today when I did a reverse. Oh, I think I got an eyelash in this eye. Um, I did a reverse halo look where I put the darkest color in the center, and then we went the darkest and then a gradient outward, darkness and then gradient inward. It is a eye. Oh goodness, it's in my eye. Hopefully this won't start tearing. We're going to take Equinox only because she kept hyping it up, and I don't see the hype with this shade. But we're going to see. Let me know if you see the hype. Is this supposed to be a dual chrome, multi-chrome, something? Oh, this eye's going to start tearing because whatever it is moving. Oh, man. It's uncomfortable. I can feel it rolling around in my eye like when I blink. It is a pretty shade, but it's like... So I do see the blue because it does shift blue. Usually I don't even see the blue. And then it's just like a regular pink thing. Like I... Okay, Natasha. And I love her formulas though. But some of the formulas, like this one and her sparkling wet effect, to me it's just shine and not much color. Like this don't look like much. Looking in the mirror over here, I do see like the orange here, and I see like a hint of the blue like on the outskirts. But it's like, is it really like all of that? That she was like, oh, this is the standout shade. And I'm like, it ain't standing. It's sitting in a chair. I know y'all being silly. It's standing in a chair. It's chilling. You know what I'm going to do? Just to do something different. And something else I've been doing lately too is doing like a light shade, then a slightly darker shade, and then a lighter shade, and then a darker shade. Like just to do something different. We're going to come into Lila. We're going to take this shade up here. I am seeing yellow when I look this way. This is kind of what I'm seeing in person, but look at that. This is what I see in person. And then when you turn it, oh, that's viola. And it doesn't, it says it's a metallic. It doesn't say it's a dual chrome. So we're going to take that. We're going to put this next. Oh. Oh. And I did see your comment, Sarah, under that video. I didn't get to replying to comments yet because I wanted to make sure I charged my phone before the live. Oh, you know what? My refrigerator just stopped humming because I was like, all of a sudden it got quieter. And I saw that you had said you haven't heard of a reverse halo look, and I'm like, ooh, should I trademark that name? Say that I created something new, a new type of look. I'm sure people have done it, they just didn't call it that, and I just made that up because halo looks, usually the center is the lightest shade, but for me I put the darkest shade in the center. I do like that look though too, and y'all know I do strive to... Thank you, Michelle. I do strive to do things different than most videos because when I see when I see from any particular brand, any particular palette, and I'm looking at thumbnails, like all the looks look the same, I'm just like, can somebody do something different? And so that's why that's my mission, to do something different. Even though I do monochromatic looks, I do, typical looks, but sometimes I'm like, let me just do something different, like something I have not seen. And I know I haven't seen it all, but then when I do something like that, I'm just like, ooh, like I really like it. A simple look that I did that I loved was when I used Xenon. And I put the light shades on the lid, and I put black liner up here, and I winged it out. I think it was also black liner here and winged it out. And I put a gem up here and a gem down here. And of course I have black on lower lash line. I forgot to do my inner rims and lower lash line. Yeah, Alexandra, like, it's just a regular shadow. Like, and when people had bought this palette, everybody was, well, not everybody, most people like, oh, let's use this shade. And they were like, oh, that's so pretty. Do you see that shift? And I'm looking at the video like, I don't see a shift. Because unless you, like this, you don't see a shift. Even this way, it's just like, okay, right here, I see a little of the blue. But you have to, like, in this way, you don't. So you really have to look for it. So I was just like, who y'all kidding? Like, I don't see. But because she was like this shade, people that were getting it was like this shade, and I'm like, okay. We're going back to Bloom. I'm thinking of taking Root, and I used this yesterday in the look. I'm wondering, it's still in my eye. I'm wondering if this is going to blend into the shade we just used. So what we're going to do, we're going to take Ember, and I feel like I use this a lot too because it's darker, and I do like darker shades. So we're going to take Ember, and we're going to put that here. Oh my gosh, is that the same? No, this is a little bit darker. Oh, like it moves a certain way. It moves a certain way, and it's just like, what's up? How you doing? And I'm just like, can you just go sit in the back again? So it is a little, this way it looks the same. This way, well, yeah, it's blending in. Like, who am I kidding? It's blending in. It's blending in. This eye, and I don't see whatever it is. Excuse me if that freaked y'all out, me pulling my eye down like that. But certain way when I turn my eyeball, it feels like a pebble in my eye. And I know it's not a pebble. I think it's an eyelash. But if you've ever had anything in your eye, it can be a little tiny thing, and it's just like, feel like it's a rock. And we know it's not a rock. But ow. So let me see what y'all are saying. Those people have a lot of indie shadows. They do. They do. Indie shadows are beautiful, but I think they're overhyped and overpriced. I don't think they're overhyped, but I am a fan, not like a diehard. Like when people say they don't like the formula, I'm like, okay, cool. Because I know different things work for different people. But I love her formula. And I do get her stuff on sale. Or a coupon code or something. Like I don't pay full price. And we have different preferences because some people are all like, oh, indie, and other people are like, oh, Pat McGrath, Natasha, Makeup by Mario. So, and that's why there's so many different brands and different formulas because people like different things. And so I tell people, because some people get mad if you don't like something they love. I'm like, it's just preference. Like it's makeup. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I feel like indie is a bit of a risk because you can't necessarily go with, yeah, Ghost Town from Nomad. Broke your heart for real. Why did it break your heart? It's doing it. That's true, Michelle. That's what makes it fun. Yeah. Like Jody, I just don't eat a lot of it. Yeah. Is there a Jody in here? Oh, sorry. No, okay. Disregard. And I think it does make it fun when people do different things. Why did Nomad break it? Why did Ghost Town break your heart? I liked Ghost Town. They did send it to me PR, but it was just. And I don't want to talk bad about stuff, but, you know, like I just said, preference is preference. It was a little dusty for me. It didn't make me look dusty, but the color story was subdued because it's a ghost town, right? So it did fit the theme, but I wanted more color. So that was my thing with that. Okay, let me just stop there. It creases? Do you use an eyeshadow primer? Or do you have like oily lids? The only time it creases on me is if my eye tears upward, because it'll crease up here. Or if it tears downward, it'll crease down here. But other than that, wow. But at least you know that you don't like it, so then you can use that money for something that you do really like and that you do really love. Somebody had just said something. Wow. Can't type and look. I was going to comment on something. Oh, one of Morgan Turner's video, Nomad is hard for me. I love the idea of the brand and their color stories, but it's their formula, in my opinion. And they did tweak it again. They keep tweaking it, which mine's too, Michelle. And not only is it hooded, but this is puffy. Like all this, I call it the puff. And so my crease, this is my crease right here. And so, like, you can't even see it. That's why I take my lid shades up higher. So at least you can see the lid shades when my eyes are open. Um, Back to Lila. I was going to say something. Whose comment did I just see? Oh, Morgan Turner's video. I can't even get an hour into my makeup before it's gone. Oh my gosh. That hurts my heart. I'm sorry. You use your Radiant Cream Concealer. I've never used a concealer for eye primer because for me, concealers are like a more moist type texture than eye primer. And I know it's not true for everybody, but for me, the Fenty primer is sticky. It is tacky. And someone I sent one to, they said it wasn't tacky for them, but then someone else, they won one from me in a giveaway and they said it was tacky for them. So I think, oh, here goes this thing moving again. So I think it depends on like your skin type or your lid type as far as if it's oily or not. Yeah, have you ever tried just a regular eye primer? Wow. I should have posted my homework look today. I used my Spring Magic by Unearthly. Morgan Turner's video. I don't think she gets indie. I mean, I don't think she buys indie. We're gonna take. I'm looking at this one, but I'm also looking at this one. I'm trying to think of what would go better. I kind of think none of them because this is looking like a reddish bronzy type look, and these aren't that. We're gonna take this one. Just fuck it. Let's just go for purple. And this shade is Lila. No, it's not. This shade is Amethyst. Y'all, this shade. Y'all, look. Moment of silence. It is beautiful. I forget what, this was a while ago. I forget what palette she was, and I'm just pressing, y'all. Look, I'm just pressing. I am just pressing with the brush, and I'm just tapping, and I don't gotta put in a lot of work. I look at that. I'm gonna do some blending. I have used concealer as an eye primer. It works for me. I also don't have oily eyelids. Okay, says Alicia. Okay. Robert Welsh. I was watching a video from him. Watch, y'all. Look. Press. Tap, 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 tap. He did a video the other day. He was replying to a short that someone did about concealers as eye primers. And again, whatever works for the person, that's where I'm at. Whatever works for the person, because everything doesn't work for everybody. But he was saying why they're different. And they are different. But I do get why people do use concealer for their eye primer. Concealer is to conceal. And some people use it for eye primer because their eyelids might be different colors, or you might be able to see the veins through their lids, the color of their veins. And so I get that some people do use it to conceal so that their entire eyelid is the same color, the same way I conceal for this all to be the same color. And so I do get it, but he was explaining why they're different. I never tried the concealer with it because I'm content with the eye primer. When I find something that works, I just stick with it. And so whatever works though, but it is hurting my heart that it doesn't stay on you. This side is rounded and this side is not. So we're gonna bring this down. So I forget what palette she was talking about because this was a while ago. And she was like, this is like the best, shimmer formula, whatever. And somebody commented saying, if that's the best shimmer formula you ever tried, and they put this in capital letters, you need to try indie brands. They put that part in capital letters. I'm like, why y'all yelling at her? And I never asked Morgan why she doesn't use indie, but my thought would be, number one, if you're known to do reviews, you need stuff quick or right after it comes out. So if you're doing a review or want to do a review of an indie palette, you might not get it for 3 months. And then by the time it comes out, like it's not even new anymore because so much stuff comes out so fast. And so that's just my theory on why she doesn't buy indie. But somebody's like, you need to try indie brands. And I'm like, well, just let her do her thing here. But anyway. And I do understand it because I'm a fan of lethal shadows too. The bolds are bolds, the brights are brights, the shimmers be shimming. But some people I don't hear a lot of people talking about Lethal. And it is just a preference thing. One of their palettes they came out with, somebody was comparing it to indie brands. They was like, it's not as bright, it's not as bold, blah blah blah. And it's your preference. If you want the shimmer shimmer shine, then yeah. But if you're okay with, darker base multi-chromes and dual chromes, which I am, if you're okay with just a little bit of shimmer here and there, okay, yeah. But Lethal does it for me. And so it is just a preference. And to me, when people get pissy about it, I'm just like, it's just makeup. Like, just chill out. Like, you have your preference, they have theirs. Everything doesn't work for everybody. Everybody doesn't like the same thing. That would be hella boring. It would only be one eyeshadow brand, one makeup brand, one blush, one highlighter. If one thing worked for everybody. Even that pH balance stuff don't work for everybody. And then I'm told most of it just turns pink on whoever is using it. I do like this because this is bold. The outer corner is looking fantastic. Thank you, Alicia. You need more. I need to use mine more. And I'm thinking to do a color series because I have quite a few BYOPs. And so I can't be like, this is Lila. It's just like, So I'm going to do a color series and just focus on the colors, which I do kind of want YouTube to get back to. Like, it's about the colors. It's not about the brand. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm going to have to do for that because I can't be like, ooh, such and such because it's the BYOP. I put it that way. You have tried the Fenty too and the MTU NC NY. Wait a minute. MTU NYC eye primer. Yeah, I've never tried it for no particular reason. So I'm going to go back to the brush that had this shade on it, Ember. And I'm just going to pull that over. This is just to further the blend. And I'm just pulling it in the middle, not up top or down below. So just putting whatever's on the brush in there. Thank you, Janessa. Yeah, Janessa loves bold. And I love that she loves bold. So we're just pulling this like right here. So it's what this is doing now that I'm looking at it is making that dark shade look like an outer V. So it's looking like it's coming here and then here. Because we're pulling Ember just in this. What was that? Pulling that just in the center. I like how it's doing that. Let me see if I can do it over here. It is. I like when I just do stuff and then it's like, oh. Because then, I make a mental note to do that again later. I'm going to take a little bit of Ember, tapping just the tip of the brush in. And we're going to just put that right here. Yeah. I like this. I do encourage often to just try stuff, try new things, try new color placements, try stuff. I like how, I like it. We're tapping in just very lightly, just the tip. And we're just going to put that like right here in the middle. Because I like how this side looks like an outer V, this side not so much. It is starting to get there. And I do like this. So just try new things. And that was me doing that reverse halo look. Just trying something different, doing something different. That xenon look with just the graphic line. I think that was for Creative Art with Heart collab. I did that look for. But just trying different things. And I love that collab because it does encourage me to do different things and I think outside of my little comfortable box. So we're going to do our inner rims and lower lash line. I am going to do something up here. We're going to take that brush again that had Ember. Because this side looks like it's higher up than this side. Like it seems to be a gap like right here. And so whatever's in the brush. Okay. Fixed it. Okay. Easy peasy. Thank you, Michelle. And it's like, how many people would do this? I know Grace would. I know for sure Janessa would. But how many people would do that? They would just keep it monochromatic. Maybe put a brown. Maybe. I want to get the foundation. The Fenty foundation stick. I have not tried a foundation stick. If I did, it was way back. I want to get a foundation stick for has anyone tried it? One of my cousins, she swears by the Hourglass foundation stick, and that's the only thing she uses. And it's perfect for her. You cannot even tell she has on makeup. And I'm like, okay, you make me sick. But her skin, y'all, is beautiful. Why did I pick this up? Stay the night. And we're going to take this one. These are both from MAC. This one is Stage 5 Clinger. They don't make this one anymore. But so we're going to put... And I think for me is thinking I have to pull and tug on my skin, whereas with the liquid, y'all saw how I put it on. I just pat it everywhere and do that to blend itself out. I like that pulling out. I can never get mine. I don't understand. Oh, okay. Pulling out the shadow. My mind went somewhere else. I'm like, I was like, what she? They have a tip box at the snack bar, and it is locked because when it was just a bowl, people would take money out the tip jar to pay for their stuff. It was like, y'all, why y'all in here still in? And they put a note on the front of the. It's a glass. It's a acrylic box. It's about this big, and it has a slit at the top. And so they put a sign on the front that says, "Just put the tip in and see how it feels." It is an adult play space. But I was, so if someone says, here, this is for you, I said, put it in. I said, read the note. And they'll put it in. I said, how did it feel? Yes, I did that. Oh, okay, Dawn. It does take time because this side just did it on its own. And I'm like, oh, and then I had to like intentionally try to do it over here. You're going to practice my leash? Yeah, also. I was going to say, did I say hi to Alexandra earlier? You tried Tarte and Bare Minerals foundation sticks. Hey, KK. How are you? Good to see you. I don't feel that thing in my eye right now, which is awesome. Now that I said it, it'll roll back around to where it'll hurt when I blink. If this freaks you out, I apologize. I know some people it does. Some people do like pull it down, or not even pull it, but they'll just push right here. Because if you push right here, it's going to pop out. And some people for their inner rims up top, like up here, the inner rims is the waterline. Because sometimes people ask me, what does that mean? Some people, when they do up here, especially, I see it especially with professional makeup artists like Hung Van Gogh, Natasha Denona. They will go like this because then they can actually see the waterline. But because it's me and I know where it is, well, I do this to find where it is, and then when I find it, I just run it straight across. And this is why I like the retractable ones. I don't like the eye pencils you have to sharpen because for me, I don't like how it feels. Because of how the wood part or whatever that is not smooth after I sharpen it. I use concealer sometimes too. Helps use it up. I'm doing good. I mean, there's something in this eye over here that's annoying me. Because when it starts moving around, I can feel it. But other than that, I'm doing good. It's hot, but it's cool in here. I have my thermostat set on 78, and the temperature in here says 80. But I got fans on, so I'm okay. But I'm just like, why? These eyes are starting to tear. Sometimes they do tear after I do inner corner. Well, not inner corner, but my inner rims. But KK, do you have Bloom or Lila from Natasha? Those are the palettes that we're using today. Let me hold them up together so you can see what we're working with. Oh man, I just dropped that thing again. Let me put Lila at the bottom so I can cover up the mirror from Bloom. So these are what we use today so far. Well, we are just going to keep using these, but this is a look so far that we have done with these two palettes. Do you have either one of these? Excuse me. Where'd that thing go? Oh. My name sheet. This is what fell. It has the name of Lila shades on there. Lower lash line. Stage 5 cleaner. And also KK, we're talking about too, well, a lot of things because I always just be bad. We're also talking about eye primer versus concealer as eye primer. Like what works for you? I've never tried it with concealer, but I know a lot of people do, and it does work. I just haven't tried it. Oh, you don't have any? Okay. What's one of your favorite brands? I just love, like, I love when people have stuff I have, but then it's also interesting for me when they don't, because then I'm like, what do they like? What do they got? Like, I showed you mine, show me yours, that type of thing. I'd be tripping, KK, if you don't know. You use a base. I put on the Fenty eyeshadow, no, the Fenty eye primer, and then I put MAC's Paint Pot on top of that. And that works out really well for me. And it seems like putting the paint pot on over the Fenty, it helps. It seems to me that it's easier to remove my eye makeup, which has always been easy, but it's just been like it seems to be easy, or I could just be making up stuff because y'all know sometimes I'll be making up stuff. So I'm doing this just to get it here because y'all see, yeah, it hides in my wrinkle. See that? Yeah. We own our facial features here. That's why I be talking about my bag. Look, it's like, hey, KK, how you doing? What's up, girl? You love Juvia's Place? I was annoyed for a minute with Juvia's Place because this was years ago, and they were having at Ulta 50% off. Yeah, you're making it. I be making up stuff. I really do. But sometimes it sounds like it's a thing. I looked at Air today was a reverse halo eye. I made that up, and somebody's like, "Oh wow, that's really nice." Like I totally made that up. Ulta was having 50% off Juvia's Place palettes, and I do like the color stories. I just never felt like, oh, I need to try it, right? So I purchased like 5 palettes from Juvia's Place. I get the order in the mail from Ulta, and on the back of it or the front, it said pressed pigment palette, and I'm just like, what the? My eyelids don't tolerate pressed pigments, and I'm like, and it didn't say it on the Ulta website that it was pressed pigment palette. And so since they were half off, you've been doing makeup 20 years almost, and you're wow. I didn't start wearing makeup till I was like 34, 35. Hey, Tanya. And so I was annoyed, and I'm like, well, you know what? They were half off because I was going to take them back, and I said, no, you know what? So I did a giveaway. So one person won like all 5 of the palettes that I had purchased. This eye is tearing upward. I can feel it. What brush did I use for that? That shade. Yeah, so I stay away from Juvia's Place. I was like, why not? Why was that information on the website? Because I wouldn't have bought them. Because I bought them for me. And when I got them and it said pressed pigments, I was like, and I double checked the website. Like, did I not see it? Did I overlook it? It was not on the Ulta's website. I was just like, y'all know what? So I did a giveaway, gave them all away. And this was years and years ago. So I don't even be looking for her no more. Juvia's made for PLC. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because she does those darker shades. So for lower lash line, did I use this brush? Nope, that one can go home. And I know other people too, KK, they're like, oh, I've been doing makeup since I was 13. I think I was still just wearing chapstick when I was 13. Or Vaseline, because, you know, we know our households have Vaseline. I think I want to take from Lila this shade here. And this shade is nude mauve, this shade. So we're going to tap in, and we're going to put that on the top edge of our lid shades. And this is not going to show up much. You started at 16. I was such a late bloomer. I was 34 when I started wearing makeup. And I was interested. Oh, that's cute. I was interested in makeup, but I didn't know how to like match my complexion because I've always had. I don't mind my freckles, but it was always something breaking out on my forehead. And so I'm like, why put on eyeshadow when my complexion is uneven? And so I just didn't. And then when I did start wearing makeup, it would look nice. The foundation would look nice, but it wasn't my shade. And so that was like a learning curve too. The first brand that matched me was Stila. And that's why my channel back in the day was Stila Junkie 07, because it was 2007 when I started wearing makeup, and that was the first brand that matched me. This eye is steering upward, which is ironic because it's something in this eye, not this one. And I had I was kind of like, I'm trying to support my peoples. This was back in the day. I had went to the fashion fair counter in a department store. They didn't have anything to match me. They sent me over to Bobbi Brown's counter. And I'm just like, but you're a POC? Okay. And Bobbi Brown couldn't match me either. I'm just like, I'm tan. Like, I'm in the middle of the spectrum. Like, y'all, I just did not understand. So I had went to Sephora, and they had a Stila display, and they matched me to Stila. And that's what got me started with makeup. So we did that. Are we going to do a brow art shade? I know, the disrespect. How you a POC brand and you sending me to Bobby Brown because you can't match me? I was like, something ain't right. It has come a long way, and it still has a long way to go because there's still some brands that are not inclusive. And I'm like, this is 2025, y'all. Like, are you serious? And even other countries, like in India, there's a huge discrepancy with matching complexions and stuff like that. And you know, for Indians, they go from fairest to fair to deepest dark. So they're the whole spectrum, just like POCs here. But they have a color discrepancy over there, and I'm just like, and it's because of what they're watching on TV, which isn't their people, it's other people. Imagine being a gay guy wearing makeup in high school in the early 20s, in the early 2000s. Aww. I can't say that's nothing I didn't see. I would have been like, "Oh, can you teach me how to do that?" Because I wanted to, I just didn't know how, and I wasn't watching YouTube back when I was in high school. Honestly, I was sleeping somewhere because I was cutting class. How is the brand going to be like, nah, you don't match right? I know, and the POC brand at that. You live in Tennessee? Okay. So what are we going to do for... So that was a Lila, so let's go back to Biba. I've been using this as a brow bone shade quite often. So I don't want to do that again. We've already used this. This is on our inner corner. So we're just going to use this one, even though it might seem out of place. This is Fleur, I think. Hey, Tanya been a member for 2 months. Woo woo. Crazy Troll Nation in the house. Tanya is an official troll kin. It's been 2 months. Time be flying. Oh my gosh. That's pretty. That live stream Janessa and I did celebrating Juneteenth and Pride. Y'all, that live is 2 hours long. I'm like, what? When I looked up at the time, I was like, wait a minute, what? And the only reason I looked was because my screen, it blanked out, and then it had a little spin thing saying reconnecting, and I was like, don't disconnect, like what's happening? So I looked up at the time, and it said like 1:56 or something, and I'm like, damn, it's been almost 2 hours. I was like, fuck, time be going by fast. Your lives are so much fun. I think they're fun. Some people don't like lives, but I really do. In a way, though, I think lives are hurting my channel, and I'm going to tell you why. Not hurting it, because what's going to be is going to be. My lives do very well. And because I turn off monetization until after it's over, like I'm not making money off of ads. It's like, and I wasn't making a lot anyway, but now I'm making like even less. And I think it's because of the live streams. But I love doing live streams. Like it helps my watch time. But I'm like, can y'all send me some money? Not y'all, but like YouTube. But can y'all send me some money? So because I was trying to figure out like why has my AdSense like dropped significantly, and I think it is because of the lives. Well, not because of lives, but because I turned off monetization for the lives. I love them too. Oh, thank you, Janessa. I completely missed that one. I don't even know what happened. You let me place it. No, because for lives, now this is what was weird. I've always had monetization turned on for lives. I've always had it turned on for live streams. And then out of nowhere, I'm doing a live and people they started commenting ad. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? And it was like, they were just putting ad. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? And so I said, well, if y'all just gonna keep commenting ads, I'll just start reading comments because I do usually read comments. And so what was ironic was I had always had monetization turned on, but YouTube was never putting ads on it until like 5 months later. And then they started putting ads on it. And so because it was annoying people, I turned off monetization for live streams. And then when it's over, I go back in and I turn monetization on. So whoever wasn't here who watches it later, or if they rewatches it, they'll see the ads. And you know, members only does hurt your channel because they aren't marked to everyone. That is true. But you know what? I have a video go up almost every day. So I'm just like, I'm okay. And I don't have like a ton of members either. So yeah, but I have a video go up usually Monday through Friday. And then I do lives twice a week. So yeah. Well, now that we know, put the ads back. We understand. But I do think it's more enjoyable because I remember I was asking. I only have, I think, like 1,800 subscribers. So yeah, I'm not getting 10 to 25,000 views every live stream. I do not at all. So we're doing lower lash line. I think we're equal numbers for Bloom and Lila up top. So we're going to do one shade from each palette for lower lash line. Yeah, I've never seen 10,000 anything. One of my highest viewed videos, I think it might be like 2K, and I think it's my Coach bag video, but that was an outlier because I don't do, luxury bag um, content. And I remember during that live, Tanya, I was asking like, well, what happens? Because the live keeps going. I'm like, does it just pick up where it left off? Which means that, okay, if an ad stops the video and plays the ad, when it picks back up the live for you, it's like I'm in a different place than where you're picking up at. And so, yeah, and I do think it is more enjoyable because I can read the comment, I can ask questions, y'all can answer, I can read that, and we can have a dialogue versus, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But besides Tanya, how do y'all feel about that? Because I feel like it would interrupt the purpose of us just sitting here chatting and doing makeup and just, and I mean, you need to do posted videos. You just feel like I don't have the time. So you just do lives? How many subscribers do you have, KK? Because I'm like, I would like to see 10,000 views. It just starts wherever you are, so you do miss some stuff. See, that's what I don't want y'all to miss stuff. Cause even now, like sometimes I'll backtrack and you have 3,500 and you get like 10 to 25,000 views off of 3,500 subscribers. That is amazing. I need to look at your channel and take some tips from you. Like I have never seen those numbers over here. And I am content though, because I do love the Crazy Troll Nation. You want me to make more money, so I don't mind ads. Yeah, every live stream. Oh my gosh. Is your content doing makeup or something else? Because sometimes I feel like just doing makeup, like people are over it. And I learned how to do makeup from YouTube. And so I like long form. I like when people explain what they're doing and not just like those quick stuff. You do makeup? What? Okay, I'm gonna need to see you. Do you also, I'm trying to figure out, we're going to take Fleur. We used that already, didn't we? Yeah. We're going to take Fluorescence because we haven't used that yet. And we're going to put this on the first half of Lower Lash Line. I was telling you, saying through a collab. So we're going to take Fluorescence. And do you also have a membership? Because I do have a membership here, which is a lot of fun. I have two. One is for the pro side of things, and one is just the official Troll Ken. Tanya saying we should collab, KK. I thought I saw something. You do makeup for 3 hours, roughly, transformation and chill and vibe for. Okay, that's something I want to see because I was trying to. I'm months and months and months and months ago. As busy as Janessa is, Janessa J Champagne, she's here in the chat, and she's one of my moderators, and an official Troll Ken. Months and months and months and months and months and months and months ago, I was like, can you do just like a full face get ready with me? Because I'm like, I need to learn them tips and tricks, like how makeup doesn't crack, how it doesn't fade, how it doesn't, like all the things that it does that we don't want it to do. And so I am very interested in that. Ooh, 6 to 8 hours? You know what I would probably do? I would probably put you on. And sometimes, a lot of times, I do multitask when I have a video playing. So I would put you on and more so listen. And I would still look. Probably if I'm working on my computer. Because then I can just look up and see and still keep doing what I'm doing. I thought 2 hours was long. That's, whew. Maybe you and Janessa. Ooh, that would be fun. Wow. So Dawn doesn't mind ads either. I'll do a community post because I mean I like being here at the same time as y'all, and so if it picks up where I'm at, then y'all will miss something. But let me ask y'all this too. If y'all can remember when ads were running on my lives, was there an opportunity to skip ads? Because skipping ads, we don't make money from that either. You know what I mean? And so I have asked before, at least watch like 30 seconds of an ad. I have no fallout. Oh, there's one piece right there. I'm a liar. And from Lila, we're going to take what you started posting in March with 120 subs from 10 years ago, and it grew to 3,500 as of the other day. It is a slow burn. I tell people YouTube is a long game unless you want to do new release stuff every week and keep up with all of that. Damn girl, I want to watch your lives now too. So do I, Michelle. I want to see it. So from this, we're going to take, what is this shade? We're going to take Magentic, this shade. So just how we went bold with this one, we're going to go bold with this one. Hopefully it'll show up bold. So we're just tapping in, since we're just going to use the tip of the brush to put over here. Ooh. Now y'all know I'm thinking red for the upper lash line to tie in with the red under here. Oh, y'all, Natasha just does it for me. I want her to bring back Metropolis. That was my favorite palette. Y'all, ooh, I like it. This is just a blend of two where they are. Thank you, Alicia. You stopped posting for 10 years. My previous channel, I had deleted it because something happened and YouTube was acting up. And I'm like, you know what? But it was saying my videos would still be there, like even though like I couldn't really access the page or whatever. It was something weird. And I'm like, well, if I'm not going to be here, I don't want my videos here. So I started completely over a couple years ago. 3,400 since March. I need to learn what you're doing. But I do like transformation videos. It's just amazing. That's a lot of skill and a lot of talent that I don't have. And so I'm like, I want to learn. I like that red. We're going to take a little bit more. I normally started streaming at 11 people. I don't know if you should laugh at that because that's kind of where I'll be at. Don't be shaming me over here with my 12 viewers. But you know, my numbers go up a lot, like days later, like over a period of days. And I just be like, damn. But the most I've had in a live, oh, at 11, you did put 11p. I took that as people. I think the most I've had in a live might have been like 19 people. But then over days, thank you, KK. She's like, no shade. But I forgot what I was saying. The most I've had in a live was maybe like 19. And then people pop in and then they leave, or they pop in, say something ignorant, and then they get removed type of thing. All right, so we're gonna, I'm starting to sweat. I feel around here starting to sweat, and I'm not gonna touch it. Sometimes when I pat it to get the sweat, it'll pull off foundation, and then sometimes it doesn't. Why does it look like I didn't put concealer on my disrespectful mustache area? Like, what's up with that? Disrespectful. It looked good earlier. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I'm sure you can. So this is what I'm thinking this one. This is like a burgundy. I think that's like a burgundy because it's not a red. It's definitely not red. So we're going to use that one for our upper lash line. Where's my water? Where's my brush? And that duo is Retro Rave. This is Retro Rave. We're going to use the darker one. Yeah, I'm going to come see what you're doing over there. Where's my cloth? But I always get quiet when I start mixing this water in the liner, the water activated liner. That doesn't work for me. It's too dark for me. And then I end up putting on more concealer than I normally do to cover up the orange. And it does cover it, but it's too dark for me. So I have to do extra concealer. I mean, I have to do, extra concealer to cover it up. But it does cover it, but it's just too dark for me. And for forever, they were like, oh, use peach or salmon. That doesn't work for me either. And I'm like, everything doesn't work for everybody. But it did look good earlier. Like, I don't know what happened. Oh, I like that. Peach technically, because you're medium. But that don't, that didn't look right either. Like, so I don't know if it's my undertone or whatever, but yeah, I tried all those things. Yeah, look, it was covered earlier. Maybe because I put dim light on top of it, and that's why I don't put dim light under my eyes, because it does change my under eye color, whatever concealer's under there. And that's something I had to learn. So yeah, I used to listen to people do this, do that, and it just didn't work for me. And so hopefully I can get a line that looks like the other side. So I'm gonna do a community post and ask about ads on lives. Like I'm not sold on the idea because I don't want y'all to miss stuff. And I know for videos, people skip through my videos, and so I imagine they're skipping the ads too. And the way I think about it too is, just in my life in general, I have everything I need and a lot of what I want. So like, what more can I ask for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not struggling. If I was, I'd get a job. I wouldn't just be here on YouTube for real, because YouTube, you can't count on that to live off of. Get a job. And some people complain about it. And I'm like, if you want a guaranteed check, if you want to guarantee a certain amount, get a damn job. Because that's the only thing that's going to guarantee you get a certain amount of money. Thank you, Janet. Did I speak to you earlier? Yeah, you were here. I'm forgetting like who was here. Yeah, because some people be getting annoyed. They be like, y'all don't be using my codes. No, you are not entitled for anybody to be using your codes and your links. Thank you, Janessa. And that's why also I never say, if you want to support me, use my link. Because you're supporting me just by watching the video. You're supporting me just by, attending the live stream. You know what I'm saying? So I don't never say, if you want to support me, use my link. Because just your presence is supporting my channel. And so that's why I say it that way. If you want to further support, blah, blah, blah. But and that's one of my pet peeves. But that's just me. Because y'all know my mind do think different about things. And it does get on my nerves when I hear people say that. If you want to support me, use my link. They're supporting you just by being there in the first place. Wait, are they the same shape? My liners? So that's just one of my pet peeves. Yeah, if you want a guaranteed check, you want to guarantee a certain amount of money, you need to get a damn job. Because even if you hourly, if you work so many hours a week, you know what your check is going to be. If you're salaried, you know what your check is going to be. Both of them are the same. What? That doesn't happen often. So now we're going to do mascara. So let me get that. We're going to do Lancome Sills Boost. Oh, wait, I think of a lip too. I did use one of my new Sephora ones. And I only got the black because this formula only works well with itself. And so I'm like, if I want to use a black with one of my other Sephora ones, I need a black. This is the other one I haven't used yet. I don't think so. Oh, you do? Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, because some people, hit the wrong thing. You got to cover up. Aw. Even when, like, I do shave here, and it still look like I'm just like, but I do know for a lot of people of color, we are darker around here. But it's not even here for me. It's just like right here. And it's clearly a mustache area. I'm like, I ain't even got no damn mustache. But apparently I do, because I do shave it sometimes. And fair skinned people do too. Their hair is just lighter. You don't see it. But if you get up close, you can see them blowing in the wind. I'm making up stuff again. But, yeah, so I just enjoy being here, and I do want to grow, but like that's not what it's about. And so my perspective is just enjoy just being here, enjoy who's here with me. And that's what I like about live streams, because I can talk to y'all and, we can just hang out. I can make up stuff and y'all laugh. But, and it is fun for me, because some people, I do think some people burn out because they're wanting to grow fast. They think, they're going to start a channel and they're going to be the next viral thing. and have, 20,000 subscribers in a month, and they get burned out because they're trying to do so many things to grow. But if it's not fun for you, it's going to feel like a job, and then you're going to get frustrated because you're not getting paid like it's a job. So I'm just like, just be here and enjoy what you're doing, and just keep doing it. Because I do know some people, they're like, oh, I need to cut back because of this, I need to cut back because of that, and life took over. Well, you know what, YouTube, no shame, no judgment, but YouTube is a part of my life. If I don't do a video every day, well, Monday through Friday, if I don't do a video, I feel out of place. Like I'm feeling like something's missing in my life. And it's because I just love playing in makeup. I love being here. I love explaining what I'm doing. Because I'm imagining there's somebody out there like I was that learned how to do makeup from watching videos. And so, that's my way of giving back. It looks like it's white on this tip of this lash from that mascara base. And so that's what it's about for me. Just enjoying time, remembering why I'm here, which is just to, try to be helpful, try to show something different. The lights keep, the sun lights up that piece. Dawn, you are funny. Absolutely, YouTube isn't a job. It's more like a small business. Yeah, and businesses can go up and down at random. Yep. I know who took the hell off, though. Reese Waters. It took me a long time to get used to him, because while he's talking, he'll be like, what? So he's acting like he's talking to different people in the room. Because I would be like, who is he looking at? Like, why is he not looking like at us that are watching, even though like we're looking at our screen? But even when I do videos, if I'm talking and not putting on makeup, like sometimes I'll stop. I do make it a point to look where you are, because then it looks like, okay, we are having a conversation. But he would be like, oh, what? But y'all, when the election, excuse me for smacking, before the election, the campaign trail stuff, his channel started blowing up. And at one point, I think he thought they were going to take his channel down, because he would say, we're going to ride it till the wheels fall off. And then after the election, he's still here. And he has a second channel that I didn't even know about. But he was like, he said at one point that his second channel, the views had started going up and people were, commenting over there. So he started doing more comment over there. His channel membership blew up, and then he started doing like premieres and exclusives. And so his stuff, y'all, he's making bank. He's making bank. And I like watching him, because even if he's talking about the news, like he makes it not so heavy and not so like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on now? Like he makes it entertaining, even though he's still telling the truth. And he comes with receipts, because he be putting in clips of people saying stuff and Twitter feed and all of that. But this is the Issa mascara, which I love. Yeah, you learn too. That's how I learn. All right, a lip. I do like this look. And I find that I like the looks I do at Bloom more when I do pair it with another palette. I'm still shocked I got Bloom, because that is not my color story. Just like Petamorphosis, but I purchased that knowing I wasn't going to keep it. So lip. It's all fine and well till you suck up a piece of lemon. Oh my God, I'm talking about it, then it spit at me. Let me sit you down. I am thinking of a red lip because it is red liner. This ain't red, this is hot pink. And it is a hot pink. I'm excited for, I haven't worn this in a while. I want them to bring House Labs Atomic Shaker. I want them to bring this back, and I want them to do a black one. It does transfer, but somehow my lips never look like it transferred. Like this. But then the MAC does that for me too. Sorry for that. This does it for me too. And Sephora ones to a certain extent, but the Sephora ones, like in here, like when I went out to lunch, in here, wore off. Just enough on the inside where when I go like this, you can see that it wore off, like just right there. But this, where was I? I was at the Playhouse and I took food and I went early. And I brought in the food for me and other people. Y'all, no lie, I had fried chicken, I ate some ribs, and you know you cannot be cute eating fried chicken and ribs. This did not fucking move. It did not. Cause I asked the person, the eyeliner. I asked the person how my lips look. They went, "It looks like it did before you ate." And I'm like, "Damn, for real? This for me, because things don't work the same on everybody. This for me, that for me, it did not budge. Fried chicken, ribs, and I'm like, it ain't go nowhere. These are, and where's the other one? These are the Lethal Waterliner bundle, and it comes with 10. I had an empty palette from Lethal. It only holds 9. So the black one, which I seldom use a black liner, that's in here. I seldom use black for my upper lash line. But they are the Lethal Cosmetics Waterliner bundle. And you can either use one side or the other, or run your brush in the middle to mix the shades, which I don't ever do. Yeah, so that's that. You asked me about that the other day, right? Or like a week ago, and you said you were trying to find somebody's code. Was that you? I'm thinking that was you now, but I be making up stuff, so I don't know who it was. And I had told them I used Teresa's Dead's code. Oh, it was you? Okay. Yeah, because her code is garbage, and it does save 10%. But I always pay shipping, because I'm not ordering however hundreds of dollars you need to get free stuff. Hello. But yeah, I love this, because I seldom do a black or brown up top. And this is just like, what do you want to do? And if I do want the black, I'll just, grab that one. This white... Yeah, but this, I love this. I love this. The thing is, though, they don't show up the way they look in the pan. This is what we use that looks brown. This is that. So I have to keep saying, okay, this is not a red. It's not a brown. And that means this shows up a lighter red. So they do not show up how they look in the pan. But once you put water on your brush and put it in there, it starts to look like what it's going to look like. But yeah, because I'm like, oh, we'll use this brown. I'm like, that ain't brown, that's red. I'm like, what? But yeah, so that's the only thing with that. So we're going to put this on. Thank you, Janessa. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it be tricking me, because sometimes I forget. And I'll be like, and if I put too much water on the brush, I'll tap it on my palette. And this is the little container I keep up here with water in it, which I need to change, because every time I use a red, it turns pink. Other shades, it doesn't really come off in the water, like from dipping the brush from one side to the other side. And if it's too much water on the brush, I'll just tap it. So that was a learning curve for me, because I had never used water eyeliners before I purchased that one. I'm trying to figure out my look for my stream. I'm gonna check in. I'm gonna check. You're 11 at night. Are you Eastern? Eastern time zone? I'm gonna put on something that you did before, and then like while I'm fixing food or on the computer or whatever, and I'll just run it. Somebody else does long lives too, and they're like 5-6 hours. You Central? Okay, so that's midnight for here, which is, I'm nocturnal, so I don't go to sleep till like after the sun come up. I'll be so happy sometimes. I'm like, oh, the sun coming up. I can go to bed now. I really do sometimes. I'll be like, so we're gonna put this on. I love this, and it feels really nice. You're going live after you put your wig on and your outfit. Yo, Janessa be tricking me. One of the first times we did a joint live stream, she says, I'm going to go put on, whatever, and come back. And so she came back, had the wig and her dress on. And then I looked up again, she had on a different dress. And I'm thinking, am I tripping? Because I do be tripping a lot, and I know I be tripping. I'm like, am I tripping, or did you change again? And then she left again, came back. I'm like, is that a different wig? I was like, there's a gnat, a fruit fly. I was so confused. She had changed like 3 times. I was like, don't do that to me. I'll be tripping. And I'm looking like, did she change, or did I just miss that she had that on earlier? My lip line is naturally crooked. And when I wear dark shades or bold shades, it accentuates how crooked it is. I don't try too hard to fix it, because that's my natural feature. I try a little bit, but not too much. And so this is when I realized I needed a blue red, because this is described as blue red. Because sometimes red lipsticks, I'm like, I don't know. But when I put this on, I'm like, yes. Yes. Hell to the yes. So, y'all, this is the look. I have all my stuff out for the flat lay. Ooh, then I gotta remember to take pictures and then Instagram thing and all of that. But, so, any final words before we go? Excuse me. Excuse me. I do appreciate. I'm just checking through comments to make sure I didn't forget. Excuse me. I am just so gross. And I'm thinking I'm back at your 11 p.m. comment, okay? And I'm just like, I thought 8 o'clock here was late. But the East Coast, so you do yours at 11 at night. Oh, I was saying, somebody else, their live streams be like 5 hours, 6 hours sometimes. And I never watch them because I want to see everything. And I'm just like, okay, I have all this stuff to do today. I know I'm not going to actually sit and watch it because I do like to, watch. Even if I'm working on a computer, at least, my computer's here. I'm at my desk and the TV's there. So I'm like, looking over, type of stuff, look over. But I just be like, oof. And Janessa said it's coming. She needs to edit the situation. You've been doing a lot lately, Janessa, and I do appreciate it because I love your videos. Okay. You think the whole market of overnighters. And people overseas too, because sometimes they're like 12 hours ahead of us or 5 hours behind us or whatever. Yeah, that is true. My followers are the night lights. All right, y'all. So we're going to go. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you, KK, for popping in. I will be checking you out. I'm going to have to have my notebook handy. Janessa, too. I wrote down when she did glitter tears. And I'm like, huh? So when I watched it back, I wrote it down. I want to do glitter tears. They were really pretty, too. But thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you. I will do a community post about ads during live streams. I'm not sold on it because I don't want y'all to be behind or to miss stuff. But I don't know. But I'll see what all of y'all say collectively. And I'll probably do a poll so that way it'll be like this percentage said this or that. I'll sub after the live to KK. Okay. Yeah, thanks for popping in. And we are a supportive bunch, though, so you probably will get some trolls over there. We're the good trolls, though. So we're going to do the outro, and then we're going to go. We'll be back here Monday with a live. What's today? Today's Monday. We'll be back Thursday with a live. And in between, we're still going to have 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time videos going up every day. Yeah, we do support. Us trolls is loyal. How they say them hoes ain't loyal. Us trolls is loyal. Us trolls is I'm tripping. Let me go and eat. So thank y'all again for being here. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. You all will see me soon. And if you're not a member, I do recommend it because we started doing members only lives at least once a month, but it's usually like twice a month. So if you went in on some background stuff, that's what you do. And me and my bag is saying have a good night. This side is like we chilling. But really, we're going to go, y'all. Thank you, and you will see me soon. Bye. Yes, everybody be careful. Yeah, no bad trolls. Okay. All right. Good night, y'all.